What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, family? It is that time that we all have been waiting for, a new and exciting What's Up, family. I'm so excited about the guest that we are having on today. I'm your boy, Jay Dwayne Garnett, and I'm sitting here doing all of this stuff by myself because my sidekick ain't here today. Cordell won't be in today because he has a prior engagement. But of course, he's conflicted because he wanted to be here too. But I'm so excited about what we have going. If this is your first time watching What's Up, family, this is a show designed. Of course, you got the 80s and 90s theme, but it really is designed to see what other people bring to the table. We believe that this world is beautiful and have so many great people in it. And so we want to have those conversations that really bring about unity, togetherness, and promote love. Tonight, I have some people that are very close to me, and we're going to talk about them because I feel like sometimes we don't appreciate the people in the hair industry, our hairstylists, our locticians, our barbers. I feel like we don't really appreciate them for what they do. Yes, they have us looking good, so we do appreciate that part, but I don't think we think about the work that goes into the things that they truly do. So we're going to have a conversation. I like to call them our unlicensed therapists, but we're going to be talking to one of my barbers, my main barber. And then we're going to talk to my only loctician. I tried to go to somebody else, but it just didn't work out well at all. And then she fussed when I did too. I was like, but I was not, you was not. She didn't want to hear that. So these are some great people. I really do consider them family. I do consider them part of my continuum of care. So I'm going to bring up Mr. Bishop with Raleigh Barbers and Christina Jones with Love Jones Styles.
Hey.
What's going on, peeps?
What's going on, brother?
Well, before we get into the questions, Bishop, why don't you go ahead and introduce them, tell them who you are first, and then Christina, go ahead and take it after him.
Okay.
I go by Bishop, by way of Raleigh Barbers. I'm on Falls and News, 6400 Falls and News. Not about to give you a lot, but been cutting hair for about 8 to 10 years, and I'm into what I do.
Y'all know he's being modest, but it's all right. I'll blow up his spot for him in a minute. Okay, Christina, go ahead.
I'm the owner of Love Jones Style Salon. I've been a hairstylist for 20 years now. And I offer a lot of different services to a huge platform of people. And I've been in Raleigh for about 4 years now. So, yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, both of them being modest. And I do want you to go and look up their barbershops and salons so you can get an opportunity to really learn a little bit more about them and the things that they do. If you are looking, we are supposed to have another guest that is on. I don't know what's going on with Lamont, but we're going to send positive vibes his way. I still would like for you to check out his barbershop as well. It's down below at the ticker, so that'll give you an opportunity to really learn a little bit more about him as well. We got some people already on. Wayne said, "What's up, family?" Family Feud, what's going on, Wayne? And we got Jessica O from Las Vegas. She's about what's up. Talk about what's up, family after dark. So we allowed you guys to introduce yourselves. So we're going to get into the first question. If I don't hear what I want to hear, I'm gonna go ahead and just say what needs to be said, because you guys are both humble and very nice, and y'all have done a lot of things in my life. And I told you when we did this, it's like I need more of the world to know who you guys are and what you guys do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's get into the first question. Many clients view their time in the salon or barbershop as a form of therapy. How do you navigate being both a hairstylist or barber and an unlicensed therapist? Ooh.
Well, for me, it comes pretty easy because I'm naturally a people person, and so for me, it's with my clients is more 80% of the conversation and bond, and like 20% of haircut. You know what I'm saying? But navigating is pretty easy to me because that's just who I am naturally. You know, I can talk to pretty much anybody. You know, that would be my answer to that question.
Okay. Christina, what you got?
Um, I think I go by the person. Each individual person um, needs something different. So I always go off the vibe that somebody gives me. And that actually helps with the hairstyling as well because it kind of gives me the person's personality. So I would know, okay, what I need to do next. But naturally, it does come. I mean, doing it for so long and you meet so many different people, um, it is a natural thing for me. And I think it's a natural thing for all of my clients that come into, um, because most of the time they're very open, um, and they're in that vulnerable space, which is nice because they feel trustworthy to do that. So naturally they open up, so it makes it easier. And I think it makes it easier for most hairdressers and barbers when they have clients that feel comfortable with them. You know, you're touching somebody's head, you're making them feel comfortable, and they naturally feel a sense of comfort. So they're going to communicate to you, which is going to kind of navigate everything else and it just falls into place. So that's a nice thing.
So neither one of you kind of like carry that weight home? Are y'all able to leave it at the salon or the shop, or is sometimes it's just so heavy you find yourself kind of thinking about it once you leave the shop?
It like carry their weight or just
Either way.
yeah. For sure, man. It's been a lot of times where you know, being on the therapist side of it, man, you sit back and think about the things that was said to you during that day, man, and you just like, man, you know, I wish, you know, it was something I can do to help them in their situation. A lot of time it results in me praying for the individual, you know. But yeah, you definitely feel that weight, you know, because this is people lives that you're dealing with and they come to you on a regular basis, you know. So yeah, you feel it. I feel it. Yeah.
How do you know when to let it go?
I give it to God. You know, for me, I give it to God, you
Hmm.
know, and that's what gives me comfort, and that's how I let it go. You know,
Gotcha. Okay. What about you, Christine? I see you over there thinking.
No, because that's kind of like I wouldn't say that I carry anyone's weight in the salon. It does give me a sense of peace that somebody can come in the salon and communicate things because Lord knows, I've heard many stories. But
I,
the fact of the matter is, I think I wouldn't say I carry the weight. I would say it's a healing space because we as barbers and hairdressers, we also have things going on in our lives. And the
absolutely,
people that come in our salons and our barbershops, we don't realize how healing it is to us to hear these stories. So
absolutely,
it doesn't carry weight at all. It to me it just carries validation. It helps somebody sort out their feelings and then they go home. I've never felt like, oh my gosh, unless it was something heavy that somebody told me in a sense where it was like indefinite. But other than that, I think this is a space where everybody gets to iron out what they feel. They feel good, they look good, and they go home. So for that, I'm thankful.
absolutely.
That's interesting because I know, like, for me, um, of course, I'm not sitting there cutting hair, but I hear so much because I deal with so many values from individuals. I do take it home with me. Sometimes in a good way, and sometimes in a not so good way. Like there are some people I do worry about when I hear their stories, and I'm like, are they okay? You know what I mean? And I think about what they're going through. Sometimes I compare it to what I'm going through. It kind of like when you hear somebody else's story, you're like, I may not need to complain about this because I'm not struggling with that.
With that,
It's,
yeah,
right. So
yeah,
I guess for me, sometimes I struggle with letting it go. So when I think about it, like, because some people, it's like when you're going through your own problems, you handle it a whole lot better than hearing somebody else with that same problem.
right.
And so sometimes I sit at home and I think about all of you guys. Like I've thought about you guys. We've had conversations and I sit and I'm like, this podcast is a result of that. Like, because of how enriching you guys are in my life, I think about what you guys do. If you do it for me, I can only imagine hearing 12 or 13 stories within a day.
Amazing. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
The stories you hear is amazing. You can't believe. I said, I wish one day if I don't know, God willing, write a book one day just to let people know of the stories. And like I said, I don't know. I don't look at it that way as weight at all. I definitely look at it as a blessing. And you look at things that you have going on in your world, and not even in comparison, you just like, wow, I didn't know things could get that deep, or I didn't know that these things could happen, or all of the information you receive.
Mm-hmm.
So we are the only people, and I say the only people because that we get into somebody's head and be so intimate in a space where you talking about doctors, lawyers, you're talking about, chemists, you're talking about, technology, you're talking about all of these different amazing people.
Absolutely.
And they come and they be their vulnerable self that they don't usually be with anyone else or just on a regular day. And we get to explore that and understand that and take that and help them find their better self in that moment. That to me that's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's amazing to have that outlook because y'all getting people at their ugly parts, like the most ugly. Like I be coming in there woofing, hair all knotty and dirty.
And then you be like, it's okay, it's all right, just sit in the chair.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, let me wash your hair. You good.
Ooh. Well, kudos to y'all for that because I be sitting over there dry heaving like
That's what gets me.
Look,
No,
I'm like pass. Let me see. Stephanie came on and said, I just did a training for the beauty industry, industry professionals, including barbers, on how to address domestic violence issues.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are often the first person or people to feel comfortable sharing that people feel comfortable sharing with. Yeah. I share the PowerPoint on being that safe space and also self-care after healing their stories. First of all, what's up, Stephanie? Good seeing you too. Oh, what you think about that? Because I know it's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, let me just start. I think
she's going to let me just start.
Right.
Because I get a lot of females. And not to say males don't. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you get more females that kind of communicate a lot differently. Males are more closed in a little bit. Right. But they're not going to just tell you right off the bat, or in some instances. But I think my position, I like to uplift and I like to give the most possibilities, right? Because that's what it's about. The most possibilities on so many different levels. And when you have somebody that have your best interest at heart, just naturally, just like, hey, this is what's going on with me, because that's clearly they sit down and feel that comfortable. I think when you when you uplift somebody and you give somebody a message, it's just like when you go to church, right? And your pastor says something to you and you go on about your day. It's like, oh, I needed that. I didn't even know I needed that. I think the uplifting part, making somebody feel better, doing their hair, making them feel like, oh, I can fight another day. Or that person that said, you know what? I I don't have a job. And I'm just hoping and praying when I leave here, I'm going on this interview and I hope it's well. So I think my job as a hairstylist is to leave and uplift, and not because I don't, that's just my job. It's because I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a lot. I just say on my part, when it comes to things like what she talked about, my job is to uplift and show them that there is possibilities.
Wow. Antoine is on. He's everybody cousin, so he y'all cousin too.
What's up, cousin?
Right. I do this on him. He got a twin. It's two of them running around here look just alike. And his twin came on the show, but he didn't come on the show, so that's why I disown him a little bit. But I love him. He transitioned his locks. Remember we talked about squirrel like a mug. He transitioned his locks to wigs. Remember we talked about that, and I was like, because his used to be like mine, and then he transitioned it to wig, and I'm like, so Christina, get ready, because I might transition.
Christina, don't do that.
I might transition.
Like I told you, my hands can't take that.
This should be a hit to my. Come on here. Let's see. Stephanie said, "Oh, hey, Stephanie," and she loved your response to that, Christina. And no, you will. Shut up. I do what I want to do. Did you want to add anything to that about the domestic violence or any of that, Bishop?
No, I think Christina, she probably, dealt with that on her side a little bit more than I have. But no, I it ain't nothing I would like to add.
Because I was about to say, you was the first person that, one of the first people that I told about when I was going through my divorce. Like, and I remember it. I mean, it's so funny how we know what to be. Because right. I just sat in that chair, Christine, and I just cried. And he just cut my hair and let it. Look, tears, hair going all in the tears.
Yeah. Hey, I let it flow.
And that's the good part. It's
I let it flow.
We have to be so neutral about everything. Everything has to be just like, because you don't know what you're getting in the chair every day.
Yeah. You expect one thing and then something else.
Yeah. About work. We don't know what we get every day.
Every day is a roller coaster.
That's right. You be like, oh.
Okay. Look, sometimes I got to go from being too happy to being.
Yeah.
I really got to listen. I really, So it's a roller coaster.
Yes, we're pulled in so many different ways. I will say that. But look, I think we handle it pretty well.
No, y'all handle it amazingly well. Because JB, he'll put his hand on my shoulder and be like, "I love you, man."
Yeah. Sometimes that's all people need to hear.
Right.
Hey, bro, I love you, bro.
Exactly.
Right.
Look, or me and Christina, we have like a World War III in there while we've been having some heated discussions.
Amen.
In there while she pulling out my locks and putting them back in.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
One day I forgot what it was, boy. She had them things so tight, and I had to go to JB the next day.
Oh my God!
Remember that day,
bro? Christina, I did not know he was that tender-headed. It was crazy. Oh my God! I couldn't even touch it, yo.
I was like, no. He was like, well, how am I cut it? Figure it out.
Oh, that's funny.
He said, I'm going to do one side at the time. That thing was hurt.
Yeah. It looked good, though.
Right.
It looked good.
It always looked good.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, look, that's a little old back there, but it's still doing it. Look, it's still doing
it. Yeah, right.
I base it on how long you can see my scalp. Because, like some people, it close up real quick. And
that's like, a good way. That's a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Barbers get all the info from men in the barbershop. Safe place is the barbershop for men. I
Yeah.
do agree.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it depends on the person though, too, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, all barbers don't know how to take stuff in. We get so much stuff. Like I have situations where one guy might come in and he may say something that may be pertaining to a whole nother client. You know what I'm saying? And you got to learn how to just, okay, well, we ain't gonna say that, or we ain't gonna, you got to learn how to work between the two, because you don't want to be giving information from this person to that person knowing they got something going on. But yeah, you're right. Barbers do get all the info, man. You just have to,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
learn how to hold it all in, know when to speak, when not to speak, and
Yep. Kelly said, barbers and stylists are the real miracle workers physically and mentally.
Amen.
yeah,
And cousin talking about get that rose water on it. No, I
Hey.
need to unfold some skin.
Oh.
And we got some people over in Instagram land. Thank all of you guys for tuning in. I see TT. I see Poets Life. I see John over there. I see Katie over there. What's going on, people over there in Instagram land as well? So let's get into the next question. Ooh, what would you want people to know about your profession that is often overlooked?
I would have to say about how serious it is as a profession.
Oh,
That's a good one.
go. You got to go deeper. You got to tell us a little bit more.
Like a lot of times people just say, "Oh, she's a stylist," or "He's a barber," and they take it light. You know what I mean? We're a lot more than just a stylist and a barber. Like you said, therapists and a whole bunch of other things and a whole bunch of other titles that we carry. So I think just the fact that they put us in just this one little box, they kind of overlook everything that we really are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What you about to say, Kristen?
No, he hit it right on the head. I think carrying the weight, or not the weight, but we carry so many different hats at one time. So you literally have so many different things going on, and to still be able to be present in the moment that you're sitting in the chair being taken care of, and they don't realize that you got so much going on. So
Yeah.
but it's a good thing because it just allows you to know the abilities that we have, um, and just connecting with people. I mean, I have clients where I will call them just like I'll call JB. If I'm feeling something, I'll call you. And I've said it to clients, if there's personal, because clients are a part of me. And I think the hugest part is the fact that people believed in me, and clients believed in me enough to say, I trust you on my head. I don't take that lightly at all, because I don't trust no one. Not on my head at all. So Cristal is the only one, So with that being said, that means a huge amount to me. So for people to be able to do that, and it means a lot to me. And people do take what you say personal, and they take the relationship they have with their stylist and their barbers very personal. So I have clients where I'll call them if I've had clients that told me, hey, I just found out I had cancer last week. So it's like, I don't know, it's something in me. Sometimes I'll just give them a call, hey, what's going on? How you doing? And that's outside of what people see or know or understand. And I can't, that's just a part of what I do. Yeah.
I will say, it kind of going back to what Bishop was saying about that just cutting hair or just doing hair. when I think about like not just the conversations we have, just the science of your profession, I don't think people understand that like those clippers cost.
Oh yeah.
And to be fair, like, you know, both of you guys can do hair in different areas, but you have specialties, of course. I don't think they understand that, like, how skilled you are in so many different areas, and then to decide to choose a specialty. I think about the sanitation part alone. Like, the sanitation part alone will freak me out because I am a germaphobe. And I don't even like touching people, and y'all got to touch people and provide sanitary care at the same time. When I be wanting to bleach everybody, you know, you're supposed to have bleach and everything. I'm like, bleach everybody.
It's a routine, though. For me, it's a routine. It's like once you do it, it's like you don't even think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just
but
like
that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because I literally saw when Christina dyed my tips that Jessica talked to me. She says that these are unclean men tips. She said they thought tips. Lord. She said, remember I told you about the thought tips?
I was like, oh God. I didn't even know that's what it meant. Look.
Right. It was Jessica. But anyway, like she was sitting there. She was like, okay, we need to go over there. We need to do this. I'm gonna leave this in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she did it just like that. And she was like, I'm gonna leave that in and we're gonna go back and then we're gonna take care of that. And I should have you done while somebody else was in there. And I'm like, she's thinking about the chemicals that are in my hair while she's treating somebody else, washing their hair, tending to them, and didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is like skill that a lot of people don't understand. And I will forget. I will start doing something else in a minute and somebody hair been fell out because I've been like, oh. And so just the part of thinking about that, and then like dealing with people like me, people who don't know, I'm very particular about certain stuff. Like JB has clean washcloths for me to go ahead and clean myself up and make sure that I'm straight. Christina does the same thing with your hands and all that. I'm like on top of that, like, and then when we go to somebody else's barbershop, I'm like, so you just want me to get up with hair in my ear?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You done with me?
Yeah. Some people, hey man, some people don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back like to the question. Like,
cake be stinking, that cake be smelling like balled up breath.
Yeah. They don't use it on 25 people without washing it. Yeah.
But what you about to say, Bishop?
Nah, that goes back to the question that we got right here. A lot of it is just overlooked. We deal with a lot, go through a lot, deal with different people.
I think that's why after I leave, I definitely have to diffuse. And it's so sad because when you get home to your family, you got all of this stuff. You gotta unload. It's like, let me breathe for a second. Let me go in my little safe space, in my quiet space, and let me regroup because you have so much stuff. It's like you got to unwind. After all the excitement, it's like, all right, now I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to answer no phone. I just want to be for a second. Yeah.
That's real.
Look, and then Stephanie came back on. Oh, by the way, Stephanie is actually a therapist out in Houston, Texas. She said, but what Jay said about the heaviness is true. Hearing trauma several times a day affects you. Hearing people's pain can be heavy. Your brain doesn't know the difference sometimes between hearing about trauma and actually experiencing it. Y'all are vessels, but it can overflow onto friends, family, co-workers, kids, etc. That's coming from Stephanie, who's a therapist, in Austin, not Houston. I'm sorry about that, Stephanie. What y'all think about that?
So I guess it all depends on how people know how to navigate.
Yeah.
And navigation to me is very important, and knowing who you are is very important.
Absolutely.
But when you know who you are and you know how to handle specific things, it can be, but this is a place of healing as well. And when you're doing your own work internally, that is not something that I have to carry or I feel heavy in at all. Maybe it's something that I can incorporate in my life that helps me to say, okay, Christina, there are different avenues you can use. It helps me with tools, but I will never say that I carry somebody's heaviness. Now, I will say it affects home in specific ways for me because I'm doing so much at one time. Once I get home, I'm not calmed down yet. So my kids are like, mommy, I got this, I got that, and it's like I need time. But I would never say that I bring those things home. And I think if there was something that made me feel so heavy or something like that, it's the sense of understanding how to control the conversation surrounding that. So let's just say you ever had a situation where you had to diffuse, JB, where you could be talking and sometimes you have to navigate or turn that conversation around.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you kind of have to do it in a, I don't even know how to describe it, but you kind of got to take control of the conversation in a way.
And if we have to, I mean, we can do that. We're not therapists.
Yeah.
We can go so far, but that's not our range. We're there to help you, guide you through getting your hair done at that time. But I will never ever say that I'm carrying weight home because that's not how I see it or feel it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's a combination. The things you can't control, you can control. Sometimes you don't know it's affecting you until you be like, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, give me a second. Because one of the things I know that helps me is y'all can't hear, but I keep a white noise machine on. It does block out a lot of the noise, but it also helps me with my anxiety. So I just keep it on 24/7. So when I'm dealing with stuff, and I know y'all see my setup. I got one computer here. I got a computer here. Like I'm working on different projects at one time and talking on the phone. And that little sound machine helps me kind of keep it cool so I can navigate through all of that. And that's just something simple. I didn't realize it until like it was off. And I'm like, what happened? I'm like getting that attitude, like turn my machine back on.
Right.
So it helps in different ways. So I think the stuff we know about, but the stuff we don't know about, it's like, okay, why am I'm kind of on edge right now. Like
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
That is true.
Oh, and then Jessica said, we listen. That's how I feel like she said it. We underestimate the weight of holding space for others' journey. And she's also a pastor, so she's bringing in all that.
Yeah.
And she works in the law field, so she get double hit. And she said, absolutely, healthy boundaries, added to what you were saying, Christina.
Yeah, because you have to. I mean, I think after doing this for so long, sometimes you feel, I know, like with me, I feel certain things when certain things about to happen, or if I think something's about to happen, I'll just kind of like, there was something that was taught to me in cosmetology school, and it was like the two things you should never really talk about in the salon is politics and religion.
Absolutely.
And I was like, that is so true. Unless you're in a space where those people are okay with what you're talking about, and to me that takes time. But you don't bring things in that's going to cause a whole bunch of conflict or confusion. So we are the neutralizers. We are the ones that's just like, we're going to have fun with this. We're going to get your hair done, and you're going to talk a little bit. So, we'll leave the heavy stuff to the therapist.
Yeah.
Ahmed just came on. What's going on, bro? That's Mr. Iconic.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
bro,
you met him in person, Christina, at the
networking
event.
Yeah.
Yep. I do agree with that. And kudos to y'all for handling that. But I also, going back to that, because we were talking about misconceptions, y'all are unlicensed therapists. Y'all got a lot to juggle with because y'all don't have even the backing that a therapist would have in certain situations.
Mhm.
Y'all got to go off of instinct,
Completely.
complete instinct and survival, because people could literally go into crisis
Right
while
then.
you do right then and there.
Amen.
For real.
Got it.
For real.
Got it.
You ain't lying though, bro. You ain't
Talk
lying.
about it. That's a good one.
Yeah. I
Okay.
seen some people on edge in my chair, man.
I had a woman have a seizure. Yo,
You
that
said a
was
seizure?
like she had a seizure, and it was
Oh,
a
wow.
seizure that, you know how, like, you know, I'm not in the medical field, but I do understand that there's specific things that happen at certain times, and you're supposed to be like, okay, are you responding? Oh God! And it, now that was heavy. That day, that was heavy. I
Yeah.
was like, somebody could have died. Yo, that was serious. Oh God. But thank God she didn't have like a fall out on the floor. She just had a staring moment where she was like, she bodily fluids, and she was just kind of like out of it. And then once the ambulance came, she kind of like started to bring herself back. And of course they had to take her in, but that was a scary moment. Yeah.
And see, even like that, like on traditional jobs, you have PTO.
Mhm.
Right.
Y'all gotta still work. I'd have been like, ain't nobody getting their hair done. Nobody.
Shut the shop down.
Right.
We'd be like, next.
Shut the shop down.
Next.
Look, let me know. Let me know. Go to the hospital. Let me know when you feel better. We can rearrange. We can finish it.
Man, somebody had seizure in my chair, Christina. I ain't gonna know what to do.
But no, it
Being honest.
was cool. You know, she was cool. She was just thankful. I was just thankful I knew what to do. I was just like, ooh, that was yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to that point, man said the barbershop has always been a place of peace and reflection for me too.
Amen.
Amen, bro.
Yes. Preach.
And
that.
it's so many great connections that we make in the barbershop. I mean, I'm talking about even as a customer.
Yeah.
I've met some great people because I just sat around with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they just create some great relationships. Matter of fact, they keep on going. Like, for instance, we met Erica. We gave you a shout out when Erica was on the show. We met Erica because of Christina, and Erica met Ahmed because, yeah, it's like,
Yep. That communication. Yeah.
Yeah. And at one time you was doing, look, me and Cordell hair.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
That was lovely when
Yeah,
Christina was in the suites with you.
Yes.
We just go from one place to the other. That was just a beautiful time.
It was, wasn't it?
Mhm.
That's back when you were getting your hair washed good and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christina, boy, JB used to scratch my head. I was in there like a dog, patting my foot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh goodness. I was like, I'm not supposed to be making these noises.
You scratch it. I'm telling you, that's the best. That stimulation is crazy.
Man.
That's funny though, because a lot of guys, when I first started cutting and started washing hair, man, they was like, no, I don't want my hair washed. And then they got the hair wash. They was every time they came in after that, hey bro, can I get a hair wash, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a hair wash, bro? It's something about that hair wash, man.
That hair wash is everything. First of all, I
Yeah.
don't touch nobody's hair without washing it. So to me, that is just so important.
It's so important to me too.
I don't know what. Yeah, so
I look at you sideways if you don't offer wash. Like, you a barber and you're not washing people's hair. Like, what are you doing?
Back in the days, they did not wash hair.
They didn't.
Barbers
They
did not
didn't.
wash hair. And I mean, they didn't.
The barbershop I came from in Greenville,
Mhm.
they didn't wash hair like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know
Yeah.
we've evolved so much, but now, like, yeah, it's such a snob when it comes to hair care treatment. I'm like, if certain things are not in place, I don't want it. I don't want to be near you.
Because
Yeah.
you want a specific thing. And I think that, to me, I think it sets the standard. It sets the standard for people. And I love that for my clients to do that. Because they'll tell me they go other places. They're like, girl, I told her, you crazy. I don't even want her. And I was like, I love that. because that means it's a standard being met. Okay, like
Yeah.
you should have this, you should have that, and that's
Mhm.
just the way it should be.
I agree. Because when JB be doing his stuff around his birthday time and it's hard for me to get in, I be mad.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind paying for quality. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're not going to give me basic stuff to get this hair together, Christina
Hey,
know
he
I'll be mad. I'll be like, JB gone for like 2 weeks. And one time I had like speaking engagements back to back. And I was like, sir, this is a month that I won't
yeah,
see
man.
you.
Yeah.
He wanted the birthday out in particular. He was like, yeah.
Because I know when birthday month come, I'm like, if I don't get in now, I won't see JB
Let
for
me
like,
let me do what I gotta do. Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
man. Well, at least Jay know. At
Yeah,
least he
I
know.
know. He know what time.
Now he know he can plan in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But one
and
thing
still don't. And look, and still don't. Be
yeah,
mad every time it's his birthday.
Like it's May already.
Like,
right.
why are you born right now? Why do you have to be born?
Where are you going? I love it.
What you about to say, Bishop?
No, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, and then Ahmed said, "Yep, hell yeah." When he was talking about it, you make the connection. He's like, "That's the best mixtapes and bootleg movies too came out of the
Yeah, man.
You get all the info. You get
All of
everything.
it.
Okay, what?
Look."
Yes.
And this is perfect because speaking of which, the next question hits on this a little bit. Apart from your love from hairstyling and barbering, do you have any hidden passions or hobbies that people might not know about? How do these personal interests influence your creativity? Ooh, I dare either one of y'all to lie.
Yeah, I would have to say music for me. Yeah, it's a place where I get to go and take it out on the mic at right there. You know what I'm saying? So it would have to be music for me. That's like a hobby I like to do. Yeah. Christina, you thinking about it? Really?
She thinking hard. She thinking hard too.
I don't know. The mother in me says cook. That's my hobby.
Okay.
I love give me peace of mind. I do actually write because that makes me kind of I'm able to go back and read those thoughts later. So I will write. Mm-hmm.
And what else?
What?
What else?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, we don't know what else we do?
What? Drive? I don't know. I like long drives. What I do? Tell me.
Did you say I like to take long drives?
Yeah. I'm quick to want to leave to go somewhere. So. You know.
Well, I think that, and we were just talking about this. You're naturally a teacher. I think.
Oh yes.
You like when it gets into hair, you transition from just being a stylist to being one of those individuals that like start teaching about hair, and you get very serious about your teaching when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think,
and you bold with it.
Yeah,
I can see that,
bro. When she saw my daughter hair and she was spot on, she was like, "Oh, your hair damaged."
Yeah. Well,
she said it's just like that.
No,
she said, "I'm gonna do what I can do, but it's damaged."
Yeah,
right.
No,
and she was right
because I just feel like I always want people to tell me. I don't want you to feel like you gotta feel uncomfortable because you're vulnerable with me. So if I'm doing something that you don't like, or if I'm doing something that's not right, I'm here for you at that moment. So I'd rather you tell me the truth than to hold back. And I'm going to do the same for you because ultimately I want your hair at its best. So if I tell you something, it's because I know it needs to get done. Now, if you want to do it, that's on you, but at least you know. Yeah.
I got you. But I'm saying, I think and this is where all of our practices come into play a little bit, because I look at human behavior a lot.
Yeah.
And when Christina gets into teaching mode, it's like a no nonsense. She ain't finna play with you. She know what she know, and there's so much passion come by it. Hairstyle, she'll work with you. She'll be like, I want to hear what you got to say. But when it comes to knowing like hair and the science of that, she be on it. She see it from a distance, and then she'll flip it from side to side. Yep, it's damaged.
Yeah. Hey, Christina, I can vouch for that too, because I've seen you do it a couple times.
Wow. You know what? That's a good thing, because that means people will trust it. You know, regardless if you feel like, oh, she gotta hurt my feelings a little bit, you're gonna always come back and be like, yeah, she was talking that talk, and I needed that moment. She told me the truth. So it's like I really, and I wanted to come across like that, because the people that taught me was definitely no nonsense. And it made me feel that I had to be, and that was the best way to be, because it taught me. So, and I was hard-headed. So
now I learned in therapy, I do like kind of like abusive type behaviors. So maybe that's why I keep coming back, because I'm used to the abuse that Christina gives me. Stephanie, help me. Stephanie, help.
Don't even do that. Yo.
Look, Stephanie.
Look, Jay, eyes.
Be tight. Just tight. Just you tender-headed. I don't care what you say.
I'm like, don't cuss me out. I'm gonna be there forever.
Like, don't my hair like that.
You pull my hair. I'm gonna be back next week.
That is so funny.
Okay. So funny. And I'm gonna put up your URL so people will know how to get in contact with you, because there's so many different services that you do provide.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make sure that people know how to get in contact with you. And I've already put your music link up, Bishop, too, so people can check you out as well.
Okay.
Stephanie said, I have sister locks, so not just anybody getting in my head. Can't have no negative energy up in my head. Energy is transferable.
That's real, Stephanie.
You know, it's funny, because there's so many people that come in and say that, and that is true. You know, you want to definitely feel good where you are. So, and especially if somebody's gonna do your hair. And it was so funny. I remember, because I wouldn't call myself a barber. I don't do what you do. You know, I got a little cutting skills, but not like that.
Oh, she did cut my hair one time. You weren't here. I was like, Christina, I need help.
Let me tell you something. So my children's father, one day, he said, you know, I want you to cut my hair. And I was like, okay, you know, and I was just learning. So I was just kind of like playing around. So he said, I want you to hold my face like you know what you're doing. Because I was cutting his beard. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? He was like, because you have to know how to touch when you're cutting, because I'll know that you can't cut. And I was like, what you talking about? And he was like, it's a real thing. If I don't feel like I'm being touched a certain way, then I know that I'm not being cut a certain way.
He know he ain't getting what he need.
Right.
Yeah.
So he made me understand how important it was to hold the head a specific way, to cut a certain way. Even when I was like cutting against his hair, he would be like, wait, hold on. You got to do it this way. And it was like, he's not even a barber, but that was my first like lesson.
Yeah.
How I was supposed to be holding the head, and everything else, you know, as I was taught, was kind of like, oh, okay. So it was like, they didn't play, you know?
Yeah. And that's true. That's true for a lot of people too. Like, a lot of people know when you ain't cutting their hair right. Like, when I used to get my hair cut, I can just feel like he ain't doing something right.
Right.
He ain't doing something right. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll be right. You know, so that's true for a lot of people though.
Yep. And I guess, you know, men, they get their hair cut all the time. They know what's what, you know. So
yeah, they know how it's supposed to feel. They know. Yeah.
Yep. Now that is true. Because some of them are so gentle, I don't even be knowing they be touching your face.
You like, is my line straight?
And those are the ones I worry about.
Right.
Whenever I got a cut like that, I always worry, like, it don't even feel like he doing it.
Yeah. Like you getting in there?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good. That was
JB having his knuckle on my lip. If his knuckle ain't on my lip, he ain't
like,
doing it
you
right.
gotta
Hey,
have
bro.
That knuckle.
Hey,
right. Like
hey, look. You know you getting the Midas touch when that knuckle on the lip.
that precise.
That's it.
Like I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm the same way with my hair. If you ain't in there scratching it, I want to feel like you scratching something off now.
Yeah.
You don't be
Right.
sitting there patting my head and stuff be
Amen.
coming out of it.
That is
Oh,
so true.
Ahmed said, y'all need to get together, do some music, which I want y'all to do anyway.
And let's do it, brother.
Y'all
Let's
said
do
that
it.
last time. I'm gonna make sure it happen, Christina. I'm the connections person.
Oh
Let's
yes,
make it
you are.
official.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Y'all do need to do some stuff together though. I'm gonna get on that soapbox another day. Because guys, I just put the link in for Bishop's YouTube. If you're watching, go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube and look at his videos. Give him feedback, give him commentary. But also, most importantly, I know that it's not going to be too much as far as anything constructive because he's so dope. If anything, share his stuff with it. It's clean music.
Absolutely.
And it's all about different things that he's passionate about. And I love what he does. And I wish that he would do more music. But I'm getting off of the soapbox. I'm getting off. But he does amazing work, and I want you guys to check it out. Stephen, I don't know what that was for. It's about me loving abusive type. Yeah, I learned that in therapy. I do like abusive and extreme type behaviors. Not, and most of my friends are extreme in one way or another. That probably ain't gonna change. But yeah. Out here, they just ain't gonna keep frying up black folks' hair and won't say a thing.
Yeah.
Right. Oh God.
Talk about me as well, Jay. Won't tell y'all, but I'm a professional rapper.
Okay.
Don't okay her. Don't you okay her?
She like
Don't
that's
you
not...
okay? And she's talking about they got a name for what, me liking abusive.
Look, she about to give it to you too. Look,
I know.
oh,
Look, she's talking about purge.
oh God.
I love this so much, guys. But guys, you see why I like going to these individuals and why I like getting my hair cut and my locks done by these individuals is because this is who they are organically. Now JB shows a different energy when he's doing his rapping. But we're gonna talk about that another day because he turns into these different people. And that boy he can preach too.
Oh,
Come on, man.
JB don't play.
Come on, man.
He be the one.
Right.
Look,
come on, man. Hey, look.
Praying for me today, JB.
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you this. When I feel it, and I let God use me, and I go from there.
That's right.
When he put that hand on that shoulder, it's a mighty word about to come.
This is about to happen. It's going down.
It's a word from Zion, and he gonna say your name first, just to make sure.
How I do it, Jay?
He put that hand on my shoulder, and he be like, "Hey, Jay, man."
Yeah.
And then he go, I'm like, "It's only me and you in here."
You feel the warmth come over your body. You be like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready." I'm about to give you a prayer of a lifetime, boy.
Right, he about to go in. He about to go in.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what she say, Jay. Like being abused because you feel the need to be punished for something. That would be 150.
I like Stephanie.
I know. She said,
I like Stephanie.
$5, please.
Look, and her best friend is up here too. So, and she's a therapist too. So, if both of them get on here, it's over.
Oh
but
my
God. Okay, look, we got time for one more question. That hour went by fast, ain't it?
It did.
Yeah, it didn't even seem like an hour.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here go one. Can you share a memorable experience where you felt your work went beyond hairstyling and barbering, creating a significant impact in someone's life?
Yes. Absolutely. I feel like that every time, and you can feel. For me, I'm just be honest. I can feel the power of God just come over me sometimes, and when I get the what they would call preaching or whatever it is, that's how I know it's bigger than just barbering. I understand in that moment that I'm not here on my own account. I'm here on God's account.
Amen.
Um, but those moments to me feel so good because it brings clarity. Not just, it lets me know it's bigger than just money. Um, I mean, if I can count on my fingers how many times I let people just go without paying. And I did it not just because of, I did it because that's the God in me, you know.
Tell it, JB.
Yeah. But when I have those moments, man, I know it's bigger than just me, and I know it's bigger than just barbering. It lets me know that this is ministry and this is what God has called me to do, whether I like to do it or not. He knew exactly when and where to place me because of what's in me, So yeah, I have a lot of experiences like that. Whenever I can see somebody come in that shop, man, and that spirit, man, or that vessel is just weak and they can leave out a whole new person. It's a beautiful feeling.
It's an amazing feeling.
It's a beautiful feeling.
It's nothing like having that feeling.
It's not, and a lot of people will have to, go through it to understand exactly what I'm talking about. But man, it's undescribable, man. It makes me feel like so connected, which I know I am, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
No amount of money, all God,
yeah. Yeah.
all God,
And when
no
he
amount
wants
of
you to
money.
do something, when he wants you to do something, it's nothing you could like. You can't say no to it. It's just so humbling.
Yeah, but when you willing and accepting of it too, once you like, God, you know what, I'm gonna let you use me.
Amen.
I'm gonna let you use me, regardless of the outcome. I say yes right now in this moment, and however you use me to deal with this individual, you have your way, and I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna do, and it's crazy because a lot of the times I say stuff and don't remember what I said. You know, I don't, and so that's how I know it's God, and I know it's bigger than just all of this. But He put me in that position just for that reason. Forget about what I want to do, because it's been a lot of times where it's been I want to do this and I want to do that, but like God, no, like nah, this is where I want you. And until I say move, then you sit right here.
Mm-hmm.
So barbering for me, man, is pure ministry at heart. It ain't something that I love to do. It's really a passion of mine. Well, it's not a passion of mine, but I guess you could say the passion is in the people, you know. So yeah, that's what it would be for me.
That was a glimpse of what happens in the chair just then. Look, you see how he done humble. Look, Christina, she done got the church rock on.
Yeah, because he's not lying though. It's so real. It is so real. This is true.
I'm just being honest though,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what
it's
it
so
is.
true. It's so true.
To see guys like Jay come through, man, it blesses my soul, each and every time, man, because it's always something that we building on, and if he ain't dishing it to me, then I'm dishing it to him without even knowing. You just never know how God's gonna use you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, man, me and this guy shared a lot of things, man, and man, God gonna take him in some amazing directions, and you too, Christina.
Mhm.
But Jay, I'm gonna say, bro, you a blessing in my life, brother, and it's nothing but love over here, bro.
Man, you're a blessing in mine. I love both of you guys, and see, I'm not even gonna get too emotional, but I really feel like the world needs to know more about you guys and the services that you guys provide, because I think that what you do is so overlooked, and people always ask like, how do I maintain with so many things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis? And it's because I have people like you in my corner, and no, I'm not asking them for no discount or nothing like that either, because they are providing a service. And sometimes when they try to give you something, a discount, we go back and forth and we argue about it.
Mm.
So the thing is, I value what you guys have done, even when you had to go up in prices. I remember you sent out a whole thing saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm gonna be going up in price." And what you give is so much more that you can't put a price tag on it.
Mm.
And I just love the heart of both of you guys. And I think that more people should support not only what you're doing in the chair, but the other endeavors that you have, like JB, your music. Christina, I do see you doing more speaking, especially with youth and young ladies. But I also see you doing more teaching, because a lot of barbershops are, a lot of style salons are losing that humanistic approach because they're just becoming work machines. And when
Mm.
you come to Love Jones Styles, it's an experience that a lot of people don't get to experience, that are few far in between. And I just see you doing so many great things. And mark my word, people are going to miss this opportunity and say, dog, I should have got on it before everybody else did, because they're going to turn into fans before they get an opportunity to truly be customers and consumers of what you guys do.
And that's
Um,
real. I appreciate that.
Oh, look, Sharice done came in. What's going on, Lady C? She said, all my stylists have met and nurtured that part of me for that particular season. I'm grateful for all of them. I also left them with a sprinkle of wisdom as well. Come on, sprinkle.
Come
Yeah,
on now.
yeah, that's right. And that's what we do. And I think that's a learning curve for us as well, too, because we learn from everybody else as well. It's not like, we're just doing it for you guys. You guys do it for us too. Um,
Mm. Mm.
and not realizing how much, you know, you do. But I can say the same thing, JB. I feel the same way. Like God has me here for a reason. I
Mm.
feel hair chose me. I didn't choose it.
Absolutely.
And it was kind of a thing that just kept coming back in my life. It was plenty of times I thought I wasn't gonna do this, and it just kept coming back. And it was the people that kept saying, "Hey, it was that extra leg. Hey, you coming back? You gonna do this? You gonna help me? You gonna?" And it just kept reeling me back in, reeling me
Mm.
back in. But I will say to this, it taught me how to love on a different level.
Mm.
It taught me how to continue to come. People will often talk about love and things of that nature, or what they feel love is. But I think when it comes to the salon, there was so many times where I felt like I could walk away from it, but something kept pulling me back in. But then it helped me grow.
Mm.
Then it would help me do something different. So it was like, with this is love forever. Like, this part is never gonna leave me. This part is never going to just be like, oh, okay, I'm done with it. Somehow, some way,
Mm.
because I do feel I was made for this kind of work. So, I think when you're destined to do something, it just always chooses you.
Yeah.
It does. Hmm.
And that's the part that's kind of like, ooh, God, you want me to do that?
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, you using me, but I didn't even know I needed to do this. I wanted to do. I want to do this over here, and he'd be like, no, 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 I need you to come over here. And I
Yeah.
remember, JB, when I first started working with you, I said to God, before I came to you, I was just like, I told him exactly how much I wanted to spend. I was like, I don't want to go over this price. I don't,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be somewhere where I'm close to. I was just telling him what I wanted or what I felt like I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had came to you guys, I was just kind of like, I was skeptical at first. I'm like, oh God, there's two men in here, and I'm gonna be working in the back in the corner somewhere. I was just so crazy when I walked in. Ain't no windows. I'm thinking of everything, and then everything just kind of worked out, and just was like, wow. It's like when this is God.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was meant. And then that first conversation me and you had, JB, where we like literally talked for like a whole hour. I didn't even know you like that. And it was just like we just understood each other on a whole nother level. That's when you just are where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like that with everybody in my life. Jay, man.
Yep, same thing. Yep, that's right. Oh my God,
Let me
Jay.
tell you something. That dude there is so seasoned, bro. Like Jay seasoned, man. I don't care what nobody say.
Let me tell you, he had me crying. He had me crying in the chair. I didn't even know the man like that. I'm like, he got me in my emotional state. I'm standing behind his head doing hair.
Seasoned, bro. I don't care. Hey, look, how they say it. I don't care what they say about you. You all right with me? You all right with me, bro?
That's right.
Look at y'all getting comments in the thing too. First of all, Stephanie, go ahead and put your therapist information in the comments because I think you might get Jessica because she might leave her therapist for you. Jessica says support is definitely a verb and pays full price. I feel like we need to make that a shirt. Look, Wayne said, I don't even have hair, but I want to come and sit in the bishop's chair.
Yeah. Well, Wayne, you got a beard, don't you? If you got a beard, we can work something out.
That's real.
Hey, look, I wash bald heads too. If you got that.
Look, real. Stephanie talking about you can get your eyebrows shaped.
That's okay. I do that. I shake my brows too.
But no, all jokes aside, Wayne is somebody you need to know too, JB, because he's a pastor out in Durham. And he's very big. Christina, this is what I was telling you about. I think I told both of you about. He does a lot of activism work, him and his wife. They've been married 30 years. Yes, his wife is a sister. We tell Wayne sometimes he even forget he white because, like they go to business. Like he goes hard for equality, equity work and stuff like that. But he puts on a lot of events. And this was the event you couldn't make it. I forgot where you were. Where they were looking for clean hip hop artists and you had to go out of town. Wayne puts on a lot of that. And they're just definitely some people that I would like for you guys to know because you never know what doors that they really open up for you guys. Right. I just see a lot of great things happening. I'm so glad to have you guys, JB, back on the show, but Christina on the show to have these conversations because people need it. Cherise said you guys are needed. I literally exhaled in her chair, her stylist chair, for 4 weeks ago, and she closed the door so I could have privacy.
Wow.
My schedule's so messed up. I be having to get the latest schedule Christina has available, and then I lock the door behind me when I'm leaving to make sure she okay.
So you all right in here? All right, let me. Yeah, that's right.
So he's like, yes, sir.
Yes.
I don't know why she said my parents, but I don't know. Oh, I don't know why she said my parents. I don't know what they talking about. Okay, guys, we done went into overtime.
Okay.
So I definitely want to thank you guys for coming on. And anybody that is hearing, if you are in the RDU, the Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina, and you need services, or if you come in this way and you need something, look up these two stylists. Look up the services that they have. But also, if you enjoyed anything that they said, even if you can't support them this way, I'm sure that they have ways that you could possibly give donations or you could possibly support whatever endeavors they have by checking them out. Yeah. And we want Bishop to do more music because he's extraordinary. And I always ask him about that music because you don't know what or how it impacts other people. And because I also sit on the board for the House of Creatives that Ahmed founded, I just see a lot of opportunities because we talk a lot about underrepresented artists. And you're one of those underrepresented artists that don't get the exposure that you need. And sometimes we are clouded with some garbage. Now, some of the garbage I like, there's some pretty trash cans out there, but
it is.
Yeah, some nice, and
It
you
is.
know, it's you like sometimes you need a little trash. You know, it's good trash.
Yeah.
But
The balance.
yeah, you need your balance. And so I think that more people need to experience you in that way. And I don't think that they realize that. Oh, I don't think Wayne and Kelly know that they're Jessica's parents. They said no to the adoption, but heard yes. She said she heard yes. And there goes Stephanie's information. You see, connections are formed every day at Love is a Parable. Now, do y'all have any final thoughts, any words before we close out?
JB,
No?
you got something to say?
Oh no. No. Well, I mean, thank you, Jay, for having me back on the show. And Christina, you know where we at, so but I appreciate the opportunity, man, and I can't wait to see where Love is a Parable is going. And let's keep going, man. Let's just keep going.
Yeah. Christina, what you got?
I just want to say thank you for taking the time to even put this together, Jay. I think, like you said, sometimes we don't realize what we do in people's everyday lives. And I guess when you're doing God's work and you're doing what you're supposed to do, sometimes you forget about yourself. Sometimes you don't really put yourself out there like that. So I'm just thankful that people like yourself feel the need to do this and make those connections to help us with our businesses and just highlighting the things that we do because it helps me too to actually see the layout of what it is that we do. So yeah, I just want to thank you.
No, thank you for the many services that you guys provide and do. Guys, anybody who's listening, thank you guys for tuning in to a special What's Up Family podcast. And if you feel that nobody else in this world cares about you and love you, that's a lie. You just met 3 people that really do. JB and Christina, stay on. Everybody else, we'll see you at the next What's Up Family podcast.